Hello peoples, Lori here, and today, I'm going to introduce you to one of my alien characters, Rex. This is Rex when he was 13 years old. There we go. This is Rex when he was 13 years old, and then this is his younger brother, Leon. And then this is his older brother, Rox. So, Rex is 13, and then Rox is 18, and then Leon is 8. So they have significant age differences. And, when Rex was a kid, he was happier than now. With that face, he was like, what? When Leon did that funny face, and then his brother did that kind of face. But when he grew older, Leon did the same face, and then Rex is kind of annoyed. And then Leon says, Rexter was never the same. Yeah. Rexter was never the same. So, I'm going to tell you Rex's story. How he came to be. So, Rex is an alien on another planet, obviously. So that's like a little bit of background, because I'm going to say planets and all that. And like city names, but you wouldn't recognize them. So, here's an example. In Zico Heflica, on Vareth is the planet that he's on, a young Zoxtorian Rex, transformed from a laid-back, carefree attitude. So, that's kind of like, to a bitter, untrusting one. So that's kind of like him now. Vareth is a planet where Zoxtorians, Zoxtons, or any other alien race live. They differ sometimes in color, power, and end names. You have the choice to have an end name or not when you're 17. Also, how they breathe is very different. They breathe from a special wristband watch, so then that's that. You get one when you're born because the air is pure hydrogen and the watches provide oxygen wherever you go. Rex didn't discover his power till he changed, and he was one that didn't have an end name. Rex always counted on his older brother Rox. This is Rox. To keep him calm and look to the bright side. Rox had the power of telekinesis like his mom. Rox had bright green and wavy hair, green eyes, and wore a blue and purple jumpsuit with blue and purple shoes. When Rex was 5, he had a younger brother, Leon, to now care for. Leon discovered his power at 8, the power to transform to wolf like his dad. Now let me just do a side thing, because I just want to make sure I didn't mess up. Rox. Okay, Rox had it. Okay, like his mom. Okay. So Leon had purple hair with green highlights and green eyes and wore a green and blue tank top and pants with no shoes. When Rex was 11, though he wasn't very good, he developed a love for singing. After school, Rox, Leon, and him would do little concerts for their parents, Adele and her husband, Cokes. Rex is a dino frog that had light purple eyes and skin. His nose was like a dinosaur's or Voldemort's in Harry Potter. He had purple straight hair and a fang buck tooth on his left side, bottom teeth, and another on his right side. He wore a purple and green jumpsuit and never wore worn shoes. He hated how they felt. At his school, Garkoff Middle School, Rex loved to meet new people. When he was 12, he met a new girl named Gretchen, also one to not have an end name. Gretchen had no power, but she was strong for her age, being able to lift an average 17-year-old. She was a skilled fighter. She had a crush on Rex, and it went too far. She would stalk him and not let him talk to any other female. It got to the point where Rex told her he didn't like her and to leave him alone. To his surprise, she left him alone for the remainder of the year and until the next. This was Rex's final year of middle school, and things were going from worse to downright terrible. His teachers were hammering him with homework in every course, and Gretchen just so happened to be in every course of his that year. Very convenient. She irritated him to the extreme, and the teachers were blind to her distractions and blamed Rex for being a nuisance. Rox heard about this and tried to explain Rex's problem. Rox was 18 now, so he would look like that. Everyone would look like that right now. An adult, and the discussion went on marvelously, yeah. Rex just got tutored by Rox enough to ace the next semester. Was able to transfer to new courses without Gretchen in a single one. He instead met someone new, Torch Moonspark. Torch had a headgear that had a hole on the top for Torch's flames to get out. The headgear works to keep the flames controlled. They were good friends and pushed each other to do their best. Torch began to tell him there was a girl that was obsessed with him. She wouldn't leave him alone, and she started to stalk him. Rex was getting nervous. He couldn't move once he questioned the name of this girl, and Torch said Gretchen. Rex was slightly relieved when at least Gretchen moved on, yet was cautious when he hung out with Torch. It got worse as the year went on. Close to graduation, Gretchen snapped, getting rejected by Rex and Torch. Then finding out from overhearing a bunch of kids, Rex's older brother, Rox, is a hero. He saved that kid Rex from that ugly Gretchen. Rox was fairly well known as a popular, even to middle schoolers. The day before graduation, everyone got to leave early, and that's when Gretchen told her mom she'd hang out with a friend. She stalked Rex to his house because she knew on early days he walked. His house was fairly near, so he didn't mind. The next morning, graduation day, Rex was dropped off by his parents and in their hover car at 8 a.m., just before the ceremony, and they said they'd come back shortly. Adele, Rex's mom, wanted it to make a cake, and it's almost ready. Rox will try to make it, but he he got finals today. So he would be like in college. Leon was in the car, as well as he gave Rex a big hug and said, "I'm proud to be your brother." Rex was holding back tears and went to school. All the middle schoolers shown up, except Gretchen. She was late, coming in at 11:30 a.m., with just enough time to have her name called. When Rex's name was called, a little after, he heard the kids clap, but not his parents or his brothers. Something was off, especially since they're his ride. He heard maniacal laughter from Gretchen, a few rows behind him. Rex didn't see them after the ceremony either. He decided he would walk home. Maybe the cake is still being cooked, he thought. He soon got home and his house was burnt down. The police and fire department were there, and they explained to him someone from the outside started the fire. His parents were trapped from all corners. By the time they were informed and I had worded it wrong there. By the time they were informed, they tried to stop the fire. Rex's parents were gone. Rex wondered how his mom didn't use her telekinesis. Then Rex remembered his brothers. The firefighter said only the parents were stuck, so the brothers must have escaped. So, odds are they would figure that out because there would only be 2 bodies. Or 2, ashes, like skeletons, all that. Yeah. Rex absorbed what he was told and remembered the love that was given to him moments before he went to school, and he wept in sorrow. Rex walked up to the house and seen Rex on the floor sobbing and hugging the firefighter. Rex ran to the house and was informed. He thanked the firefighters for trying their best. Rex was worried about Leon and started to cry with Rex. Rex then remembered Gretchen's maniacal laughter at the graduation. He wiped his tears and questioned the firefighter if they seen anyone flee the scene. The firefighter said no. The fire started in the morning about 11 a.m., give or take. We got the call at 12:30 p.m. It was too late to do much, so we just put out the fire. Rex turned to Rox and said it must have been Gretchen. Rox said, "That crazy girl?" And then Rex would say, "Yes! Where can we find her? She must be back at the school. She was with her parents after the ceremony. She's probably gone by now. Do you know any places she hangs out?" And Rex says, "No." A cop intervened, saying, "What does this girl look like?" Rex explained her features, purple like him, long hair, crazy beyond belief, and Rex's age, 13. The cop facepalmed himself. "Kid, I know you're upset, but a kid couldn't have started this fire." Rox assured that Gretchen was crazy. "She must have had something to do with this." The cop said he would look into it. In the meantime, the cop questioned if they could stay with the relatives. Rox said he can see if they can stay with his friend Chillard. Chillard had the power of air and could cool or heat it up. Rex wanted to find Leon. Maybe he's seen who did it. And they arrived at Chillard's apartment at 7 p.m. Chillard had a headgear with a hole on the top to let Chillard's air out. It works to control the amount of air that comes out. In the living room, Rox thanked Chillard for this short notice Chillard assured it was no problem. He spoke to Rex and told him it would be okay. He had been through it too when he was Rex's age. And Rex said, "Seriously?" Chillard said, "Seriously. It was really hard. And I was 13 and the oldest. You're lucky that Rox is an adult." Rex said, "You have younger siblings?" Chillard said, "Yeah. I think you know my younger brother. He's upstairs. Torch?" Torch comes downstairs. "Yeah?" He sees Rex. "Whoa, Rex? What are you doing here?" Chillard explained, and Torch could relate. He was 8 when it happened to him. The cops never found who did it. It was Chillard's birthday. Torch says, "He got to spend time with my uncle before he came. My parents and I made him a cake. Me and my father heard a fire break out. Then it turned really cold. My parents tried to fix it. We were under attack and all the doors were locked from the outside somehow. I hid under a fire escape. I don't know what happened exactly, but my mom got burnt at the same time my dad got doused in a tidal wave. Then they took apart the house and I escaped through a tunnel we made." So Torch went through all that. And Rex says, "Where did you go after?" Torch responds, "There's a shelter not far from here that took care of me until I was 12. Then I found Chillard and he was able to get a job, and here we are." Rex said, "Leon could be at that shelter. What's it called?" Chillard says, "Rhino Shelter. I'll take you there." Rex says, "Rox, can you look after Torch?" Oh, wait, no. Chillard says, "Rhino Shelter. I'll take you there, Rex. Rox, can you look after Torch?" And then Rox says, "It'd be an honor." Chillard got in a separate car with Rex, and they went to Rhino's shelter, which took a half hour. Rex was shocked when it was burnt as well. Whoever killed Rex's parents were thorough. Chillard says, "I'm sorry, Rex." They drove back to Chillard's and seen Rox on the floor, not moving, and Torch's headgear cut in the living room. Yeah, so it was probably not the best idea to leave. Rex said, "Rox!" And Chillard said, "Torch!" Gretchen said, "Oh, how sad." And she comes out of the kitchen. Rex says, "I knew it," and he lunges at Gretchen, but Chillard stops him. And Chillard says, "Why did you do this?" Gretchen says, "For the same reason you're next." And she comes at Chillard with a machete. Chillard says, "Check on Torch." And he puts his arms out and he gets her with... Yeah, he just gets her with hot air. He hits it at Gretchen. And then Rex goes to Torch and says, "Torch!" And Torch goes, "Look out! Gretchen did this." And Rex says, "I know." Torch gets up. And Torch says, Torch says, like, I'll assist your brother. And Torch's flames get bigger. Rex says, "Whoa, are you sure?" Torch calms down, and he says, This is gonna need getting used to. I have healing abilities. I can heal him, but I would need assistance." Rex says, "What can I do?" And Torch says, "Call the police." Rex rushes to the phone, but the line's dead. And Gretchen says, "Aw, too bad." Chillard calls the police on his watch. I'm so glad they added this. And he does an air slash, and Gretchen goes down. "Hello? I need an ambulance. My brother's headgear has been cut, and my friend is hurt. Gretchen gets up slowly and looks at Rex. I'm not done with you. And she grabs Rex and Rox and shoots tasers at Torch and Chillard. And Torch says, not again. And Gretchen went to an alley, and by now it's 9:30 p.m. Everyone's inside their homes. This is a great opportunity for her. Rex was screaming, so she tasered him. He woke up handcuffed to a flagpole and his mouth taped shut. Rox goes, ugh. And then Rex goes, Rox. Gretchen says, yes, Rox isn't dead, but I did drain his power just to have you watch his death. And then Rox says, Gretchen, what have you done? Gretchen says, yes, I have murdered your parents by killing your mom first. Just as she was writing, we're proud of you. Oh God, that makes her sound so evil. Rox says, she has telekinesis. She would have stopped you. Gretchen says, correction. Your mom can move things with her mind, not influence someone. She does have a tad mind control on her father's side, but they still can't tell when someone's aiming for them, especially when I was trained as a kid ninja. Dang. I did make Gretchen a stalker. Chillard says, Rex! Gretchen says, right on time. And she takes out her machete and butchers Rox in front of Rex. And Rex, just continues to sob. And Gretchen takes off the tape from Rex's mouth and unlocks the cuffs. There you go. And then Rex chokes Gretchen. And Gretchen says, to it. Be like me. And then Chillard says, Rex. And he sees Rox and shields Torch's eyes and gets Rex off Gretchen and hugs Torch and Rex. The police are right behind them and seeing Rex trying to kill Gretchen. Gretchen coughs. Not now, but you're next, Chillard. The officer says, Officer Regan Kozorf. I have to take him in. Yeah, the officer introduces himself as Officer Regan Kozorf. I have to take him in. Chillard says, are you serious? She killed my friend. The officer says, I seen that little runt choking this girl, and she's the murderer? Chillard, Rex, and Torch say, yes! in unison. And then the officer says, give me him, now. The Chillard says, with a disapproving face, he hands Rex over to the officer. I'll get you out, Rex, I promise. Gretchen was free to go, and Chillard got murdered the next week by Rosniv Kozorf. So, the officer's name is Officer Regan Kozorf. And then, the next week, Chillard got murdered by Rosniv Kozorf, his enemy. Torch was visiting Chillard that day, and unfortunately witnessed it. Rex was never put under arrest, because something far worse happened. Officer Regan was Rosniv's dad, and Rosniv is Gretchen's teacher and friend. Officer Regan took Rex to what looked like an interrogation room. He went in, and Regan told him to wait there. He sat down in the chair, and the door opened, and he saw Gretchen. And Gretchen said, surprised? And Rex tries to attack Gretchen, but the chair locks him in. Gretchen says, I'm really glad you think your friend Torch was assisting you. And then Rex says, he was. And Gretchen says, You really think so? My cop friend addressed himself as Regan Kozorf, Rosnev Kozorf's dad. And guess who Rosnev is friends with, besides me? Chillard. I want you to suffer as much as possible. So Regan created this serum. And then she gets out an eye drop bottle filled with a white solid. It turns your eyes into different colors depending on your power. It could be good or bad. Let's see. And Rex says, wait. And Gretchen says, oh yes, it will hurt. So let's do this. Gretchen goes out of the room for a minute and brings a toolbox. Opens it and gets a clamp. This should do. She clamps Rex's eyes open. Mwahaha. She squeezes a drop into Rex's left eye. And Rex goes, ah! Please stop! Gretchen says, and that's only one. And she gives a few more drops, and Rex's pupil begins to change from purple to white to a combination, having Rex left with a black pupil, then a white outer iris with a purple outline. Rex's other eye got a different colored serum, and it was black, and Rex's right eye changed dramatically. His pupil grew wide, almost taking over his eye. Then the pupil turned into a black flame. Rex was crying and begging for her to stop. It was like acid, as I call it, was being splashed directly on your eyeball. Gretchen said, finally, I'm going to leave you with something. And then Rex said, enough! No more! Why are you doing this? Gretchen said, why? Why? She smacks Rex across the face. Because you didn't love me after I gave everything to you. Yeah, she's a psycho. Rex said, you're crazy. Yeah, exactly. If you love someone, you buy them flowers or take them out, not chain them up in a torture chamber. And then Gretchen, breathed like, enough! Oh, and that serum I gave you makes you immortal. You can age, just not die. And Rex says, you're crazy. Why would you do that? And Gretchen says, I'm gonna be glad when you realize no one is coming to your rescue. Your only brother was slaughtered in front of you, and now you're scarred by me. And then she slashes Rex's right eye. For some odd reason, Gretchen didn't know about Leon. Neither did Rosnev. But after that night, Rex was never the same. He was alone and never bothered going to high school. He began to live on the streets. He found out his power was when he started looking at TV and started seeing glimpses of their olden days. He also had a gag reflex, but he controlled it to where he could do it willingly. He would gag poison sludge. He never saw Torch until he was 17. Torch was planning on going to a new planet. Okay, so now it's like this. Rex is like this. Torch was planning on going to a new planet called Earth. He thought he would be glad to see Torch again, but not after he's seen Torch shake Rosnev Kozor's hand. He remembered what Gretchen said. My cop finally addressed himself as Regan Kozorf, Rosnev Kozorf's dad. And guess who Rosnev is friends with besides me? And then Rex says, Chillard. And Torch is his friend now? And then he says, Bolvenak traitor. Which means basically, state or region trader. And then Rex eventually found Leon and found he changed human by his watch. So he looks, Leon looks like this now. Leon's human side has wavy brown hair with yellow highlights and a red and black sweater with fingerless black gloves, blue pants, and brown shoes. Leon still avoids talking about how he escaped and where he's been. All he tries to focus on is that Rex is okay and for Rex to be good again. Though Rex been scarred by a lot, there's still good in him. He struggles to trust anyone besides Leon. In the future, he hopes Rox is looking down on him and guides him to what's right. So, Rox has been through a lot. He went from this innocent little kid who was like happy and carefree to like this. And Leon changed a lot too. But that's the story of Rex. I think this will be 2 parts. But then, yeah, that's one of my characters, Rex, from my comic book, my comic book series kind of thing, named Torch Moonspark. So, this marks the end of the video. I hope you liked it. Laters, pupils. Bye. 10 seconds of dun dun dun. Thanks for watching.